Okay. Hello. My name is Matas, and today we're going to be um showing my Python game, which is Snake, and how it works and each part of code and what it does. So let us start. So I'm going to turn on my screen share. So as you can see, I have it open here. So this is all the code for my Snake game in Python. Um, so what? So first of all, we have our imports. So we have our time, our random, and our system and Pygame. Now these hashtags, if we remove them, then we can if we wanted to. This isn't needed, however, it is useful as we can change the difficulty to these numbers. So if I wanted to make it normal, so like how it's normally meant to be, I can make it 25. As you can see, this would be probably easy, maybe like very easy, easy, normal, hard, and impossible. And here we have the frame size, X and Y. What these do is that is the screen size. So if I annotate, if we have, let's say, if we make a square, then that's going to be the screen size. So it would be X, it would be like down here, which would be 480. I'm not very good at drawing this. And then oh wait, okay, the other way around. And this would be 720, or you could do around if you wanted to. Okay, let's clear all this, and that's what the frame size does. So here's the check errors. If, for example, there are any errors in the code, it would say sorry in error code, and it would just exit. It would just close the code. Else, if it means, for example, if that doesn't happen, it'll say successfully installed, which means it works. So here we have the name, like the caption of it, which is I put as totally accurate snake. But you can change it to anything. You can just call it snake or uh snake snake game or anything like that. It all works. So I'm just going to keep it as it is, totally accurate snake. Then here we have to actually create the screen once the code runs, which is the game window and the display and the mode and the size. And of course, if you wanted to, you could change these to make the screen bigger. So you can make it 800 if you wanted to make it wider, or make it 500 to make it taller. Now we're just going to keep it at 720 and 480. So now here we have all the different colors that we're going to be using in our game. So for example, let's say in Snake you have the apples that the snake has to collect. Let's say I wanted to make them yellow, or let's say green or red. Let's do blue. If I want to make them blue, all I had to do, since I put all the hex color numbers this into this variable, whenever I type in blue or a color like I put here, so here I put red, then it would come up as the color red. So that's what all these different variables do with all the colors. Next, we have the controller, which with the clock, and that's just like FPS control. That's, for example, if the game starts like lagging for some reason. So if my snake was here, and then since it's so laggy, it would just teleport up here or there, and it's like not. It doesn't make it very like playable. So then it would go here and say, sorry, an error occurred if it's too laggy, and then it would just close. Here we have the snake's position and its body. So what it will do is every time it collects an apple, it will increase the size of the snake, of course. And as you can see, here's a food position, so it's random. And the range is from the snake is random. So basically it just spawns randomly. So if I get annotate. So as you can see, we have our screen here. And let's say here is our snake. It's going like that. And since I ate an apple from here, the next apple would spawn here. And when that's eaten, it will spawn here. And it'll just be random each time. And so it makes it... Oh, wait. So it just makes it more like harder, I guess, because you don't know where it's going to spawn. Here we have the direction and like which way it's going to be going when the game starts. And here's the score. So at the beginning, your score will start as 0. So for example, if we get annotate, let's make our screen. Over here, there will be a score. So we'll put, and then 0. And for example, when we get the snake and it collects an apple, it will go up by +1. So that's how the score will work. So now we have a game over screen. Once, for example, I hit the edge. So let me just... So basically it'll come up with a font with the font and the text size. And then it will say you lost. When you lose, it'll become true. And it'll say you lost. And then it'll show us the color red. And then here it shows the frame size of everything. And here it says the screen background. So for example, if I wanted my screen, I could make it different colors. So let me just get black, since the background is black. And here we have the screen, and it would just be filled in with our screen color, and you can change it. So for example, here it says black, but if I wanted to, I could make it I don't know, I could make it white or gray or green, depending on what the color here is, what other variables I have here. So here is the score. And what this does is it shows the score you have. So for example, here's the text showing, oh, your score is equal to, and then it would be plus, which means add onto the text, your string, which is your variable, and it's the score. So for example, here, there's the score. And if we go down here, where's that? It was, oh yeah, in the apple food position, and it will add 1 to your score every time you eat an apple. So, and then it has the different settings, so like the color of the text, and where the score appears, which we put as like around this area. So this is when the game is running. So, for example, these are the different keys. Now, what this does is usually your keys would be the arrows. So if you look on the bottom right, you would have different arrow keys. Some keyboards don't have arrow keys, but most do. And that would be the usual like buttons you'd have to press to move up, down, left, or right. But we changed it to W, S, A, and D, which are on the top left of your keyboard, as you can see, and that's how you would move up, down, left, and right. So here is the direction changes. So for example, if we do up, which in our game is W, it would do, and the direction is down, it would change direction to go up. If we change direction to go down and it's up, we would go down. If we go left and we move right, it would change the direction to go right. So basically, whatever button we press, it'll change our direction. So it actually works. And then here is, so if our direction goes up, it'll change the position by -10. So if we go up, it'll go up like that. If we press down, which is S, it would go +10. If we go left, it will change by going left this way. And if we go right, it will move towards this way. So now we have our actual snake. So let me annotate. So our snake will be green, for example. And let's say it spawns in the middle of the map, okay? And here we have the food position. It's adding the food somewhere on the map. Let's say food is here. If the snake goes over here and then eats the apple, that will mean that the snake grows in size, and every time you eat the apple, it will grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you have to start avoiding yourself. So you have to try not hit yourself, because, for example, if I turned, I went down. Oh, look, there's an apple over, let's say, here. Okay, I can't reach it because if I hit myself, I will lose the game. So that's what all this does. And if the food doesn't spawn, if the food is not there, if the food is just gone, what it'll do is it'll spawn in the food so that the snake can grab it and carry on the game. Here is more code to tell us it will be like in tiles, so the snake's body will be there. And now here is the snake. So as you can see, it's green, and it's in a and next we do, and now here we add the food. So here you can change the color of the food to, I don't know, white or green or blue. It can be any color, but I made it red so that it resembles apples. Then here, if it touches the barrier, so if, for example, here's the barrier, here's like the outside. If we get our snake and it touches the edge of the map, then you lose the game, so that you can't just go everywhere in the map. And then if the block touches the snake's body, then the snake will grow in size. And if the edge touches the snake, if the head of the snake touches the edge of the map, then the game will end. So now here's the score, and that's how the score will look like. Here's the display.update, so it actually moves, it actually changes how your screen looks. And here's the FPS controller, so for example, it will make sure everything goes smoothly. So now I'll be showing you how it all plays and runs, and we can also change some different colors and how everything says. So let's run it. The source must be saved. Press OK to save. Yep. Okay. Now it will start running. And as you can see, the game works and you can move around. Now, for example, if I collect the apples, as you can see, I'm growing bigger and bigger in size. After this, we can change the difficulty. Oh, and as you can see, it says I've lost, and then it just closes itself. So now, if we want to change it to maybe 25, because maybe it's a bit too hard, we can press OK to save, because we're changing the code. And as you can see, we're moving a bit slower this time. So, as you can see, and when I touch the edge, it says you lost. And I'll also show you that when we hit ourselves, we lose as well. So I just need to grow big enough in size, because as you can see, I can't hit myself at this size. Okay. Now we should be big enough. So now, as you can wait, yeah, I need to get bigger more. Okay. Okay. And as you can see, I circled around and hit myself, which means that I lost. Now, as you can see, the difficulty can change. So now let's say we wanted to change the background color. So what we want to do is we want to find the background code. So actually, let's change the losing screen. No, that's just the score. Okay, so let's change the losing screen background. So it says you lost, and as you can see, it makes the screen white. So let's change it to black maybe, since then we can see it more clearly. And then as you can see, okay, we're gonna collect some apples, and then, oh no, I lost! And as you can see, now the background is a different color when we lose. So now let's say we wanted our snake to be blue, maybe. What we can do is, let's find the snake. Okay, we just need to find the snake's character code. And then what we can do is we can change the color of it to be blue. Okay, let's just change the food color. So let's say we wanted the food to be, let's say, yeah, let's make it blue. Because maybe we're on an alien planet that is, like, has blue fruit around the place. Then what we have to do, find where the food is. Oh, here we go. Here's the snake. Okay, let's make it blue. Let's make it blue. Now if we run it, the snake should become blue. There we go. As you can see, we have a blue snake. So, oh, I just collected 2 at once. And you can make it any color. So now you have a blue snake. So yeah. And you can change all the colors. It doesn't have to be just the snake and the apple change color. You can make the background, of course, change color, or maybe the let's say the text of the you lost screen change color. So now, before we end the meeting, I'll show you how hex colors work, since I didn't really explain much about that. So let's go into Google and let's type up hex colors. Okay. Okay, it's not popping up, but basically you open up it'll open up like a place in Google, and what you can do is you can move a slider around. So let's call this random color, which is equal to pygame.color then brackets, and let's do 35, 163, and 79. So I have no idea what this color is going to be. It can be anything because I didn't search it up and put in a certain color. So let's put on the snake. So let's do random color, run module, okay, to save. And now we have, oh, that was actually a perfect color for a snake. So that was pretty lucky. And if you really want to, what you can do for fun is go and put multiple random colors and see how your game looks in the end. So that should be it for my snake game. I hope you learned something, or you just enjoyed watching me talk about my snake game. Yeah. If you I do make sure to sign up at Kiddy Coders if you haven't already. And yeah, bye.